gentlemen.
I'm going to call the meeting. We had recessed the hearing that was downstairs. After completing our hearing downstairs, we're now in the upper town hall. So I'll call this hearing to order. This meeting is being recorded per the requirements of town meeting, and the recording is posted on the Whitman Hanson Community Access website. So this is case number 17, location of property 100 Cortell Avenue, type of district residence A1, type of structure middle school, owner's name town of Whitman. When did you acquire this property? 3/18/1980. I think it's older than that. Has application been filed with town clerk? Yes. Has any previous appeal been made? No. Section of bylaw which relief is requested, section 240-7.2, site plan approval. This case was advertised in the Whitman Hanson Express on September 5th and September 12th. Sitting on the case will be Mr. Andrews, Mr. Keeman, Mr. Blas, Mr. Curran, and myself, John Goldrosen. Mr. Curran?
Mr. Chairman, I am on the building committee for the school, and I need to recuse myself. Okay,
so in place of Mr. Curran, Mr. Kimball will sit on this. So, at this time we'll have let me start by saying nobody from the school is here to represent the proposal, and we're certainly not going to take any action without having their presentation. I don't know why they're not here. If there was some miscommunication, but they certainly know about it, right? But I note that we have numerous people from the neighborhood here. So what I am going to do is we have some preliminary matters to take care of, and we can just going to give you an explanation of the process, and then since you made the effort to come here, I'm going to let you say, whatever your concerns and questions are, so we can pass that along to them. But we will, whenever we're done what we're going to do tonight, we will continue the hearing. It'll be a date in October. I think it's going to have to be October 28th, the last Monday in October. I think that'll be the date. We'll talk about that, and you're all welcome to come back and pose those questions and hear what the applicants have to say. So, with that said, we'll have the reading of the list of abutters. We'll take care of that. Mr. Blas.
Thank you, Chairman. The following is a certified abutters list using the requirements of the State Zoning Act. Parties and interests for the property located at 100 Cortell Avenue, Whitman, Mass. Town of Whitman: Judy L. Plant, Michael P. Flanagan, Sharon L. Payne, Catherine and Robert Denton, James Rowell, Thomas Mandanese Sr., Gregory Augustin, Renee C. Stang Augustin, Darren Benton, Cynthia Salazar, Mark Kerr, Kevin Bailey, Natasha Isaac, Emily Regan, Kevin Morrison Jr., Nicole G. Morrison, Adrian and Mark Parechin, Geraldo Mares, Jeffrey and Annette Sweeney, Marika Wadid, Syed Zishan Uda, Edward Devon, Allison Devon, Stephanie Shields, Michael Duffy, Tracy Duffy, Christopher Marks, Brianne M. Marks, Steve Egan Jr., Alexa Egan, Jillian Poolstring, Paul John Maselli, Nicole Catherine Maselli, Amanda Gendron, Jonathan Mark Sandville Gendron. Owner unknown, Marguerite Street. Bushkill Properties, LLC, Bridget Lawson, John Stahl, Courtney Avis Hathaway, Eluzio Basilio, Michael and Sean Leary, Trustees, Megan E. Bailey, trustee, Leary Irrevocable Real Estate Trust. Owner unknown, Willow Street, owner unknown, Willow Street, owner unknown, Willow Street. That being 42, 43, and 44. And finally, Town of Whitman, and owner unknown, 46 Willow Street.
Thank you, Mr. Blas. Okay. So what I do want to do is explain what they're actually seeking in terms of the zoning board, because that might be helpful. So the only permit that they need from us is site plan approval. They don't need a special permit because it's a school. They need, I assume, without knowing for sure, just by the location of wetlands nearby, that they're going to have to go to the Conservation Commission. That'll be a separate hearing process. So, but with site plan approval, the kind of things that the zoning bylaw asks us to look at is parking and circulation within the site, the effect on traffic outside the site, landscaping, buffers, and fences. Basically, what are they doing to protect neighboring properties, the effect on neighboring properties, and that includes both, and also the process of construction, what's going to happen during construction, as well as what the effect of the building will be after construction. So we can certainly ask questions and pose conditions about hours of construction and things of that sort. Lighting, I think I mentioned fencing. Where are dumpsters on the property, or what are they doing for the storage of refuse? And we can ask about drainage, and I imagine that's also with wetlands a concern for you. What provisions are they making for drainage? There may be some things that we just say that's really the Conservation Commission's job, but it certainly can come up in our hearing. Before I go out to members of the public, did anybody on the committee have anything they want to say on this? Mr. Blas?
Mr. Chairman, would we be within our right to request a peer review of things like drainage and runoff and environmental consequences of the construction, the demolition, the mitigation, that sort of thing?
I think we could. I mean, what you're asking makes me think that probably one thing we should do for the next hearing is ask someone from the Conservation Commission to be here. I think that would be helpful, because they may require that as part of their review. But that's certainly a possibility. Anything else?
I've got a number of questions I'd like to ask, put into the record.
Yeah, why don't you put them into the record, Mr. Kimball? So again, when we prepare the minutes for this meeting, I'll send those on to the school building committee so that they know what issues were brought up tonight.
Okay, first of all is noise. Noise during construction, there should be a limit at the property line. The bells and PA system for the existing school or the new school, there should be a DBA on that. Rooftop equipment, generators, that type of thing. How's that going to impact the neighborhood on the noise? During construction traffic should only go in and out of the Cortell Avenue and none of the other side streets. Hours of construction, there should be no construction on Sunday. Hours should be from 7 to 7. There's dust control going on during construction. Street sweeping should be done. They haven't done a good job over at the DPW department as far as that's concerned. The question is, what type of foundation work do they have to do for the school? Is it going to impact the neighbors? Should we have a pre-inspection of all the adjacent homes to see if there's any damage prior to construction. Drainage during construction. One of the things I think they should do is pave the street all the way out to Temple Street after they complete construction. Lighting from the building, from parking, from the fields, how it impacts the residents. If they're going to put solar panels on some of the buildings and the parking structures, the reflection of the solar panels onto the residents, reflection from the glass in the building onto residents. Is there an increase or decrease in the number of parking spaces on the property because the school building has more students than the original building? Safety for the children during construction. There isn't much room at the back of the building for the fire department to get in with a ladder truck. And will the fields be used during construction? So those are some of the comments or questions I have.
Thank you. That's pretty comprehensive. Yeah, the questions I would have is fencing and landscaping and buffers, because it appears that the new school will be closer to some of the abutting properties than the existing middle school is. And I know that there's an easement out to Highland Avenue, which is currently just for children walking to school, basically. It wasn't clear to me, looking at the plan, exactly if they have a walkway to that, or it appeared from the plan that the walkway was partially outside the easement. I want them to explain that. And as you said, any access to the school, I assume, will be up and down Cortell Ave. If they have some other idea, whether through Hogg Memorial Drive, we need to know about that. But certainly the control during construction is going to be probably more important even than, there's already an existing school there. This is replacing it. There may be changes to the entranceway, and if there are safety issues from the Cortell Avenue entrance now, are they going to do things to improve that situation? So there may be questions about what they're going to do to improve existing situation, and again, look to some of you to bring up some of those issues. Mr. Blas?
The children going to school at 7:30 in the morning and leaving school at 2:30, right in the middle of construction.
Yeah.
Safety plan for the children.
Okay. All right. So having said that, I'm going to go out to the public. So first, we ask that everybody who speaks, since this is like a judicial hearing, if you'd raise your right hand and take an oath, all of you, everybody in the audience, please. Do you solemnly swear that you shall give in this matter shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Okay. So if you want to tell us anything now, and again, you're all going to be welcome to come back when we continue the hearing. But if you want to tell us something now, just raise your hand, give us your name and address, and we'll get it into the record. Yes, sir.
Well, I want Highland.
Yeah, would you give us your name and address?
Jeffrey Sweeney. Yeah, and that's 25 Highland. So our questions are, when we first moved in, fencing was always an issue. With the school that was there now, we ended up having to do it ourselves. So I guess with the school getting closer to our house, with the parking lot, and I guess I didn't even know about the lighting. So yeah, the lighting's one of our concerns. Fencing and privacy is going to be concerned. A couple of us on that street have pools right up against the fences over there. So what is the debris going to be like and impacting our summer of that construction here? I know when they spent a lot of money to do those fields over with all the drainage. Now they're going to be putting the school right there, and I know there's a drainage hole at the end corner of my property with all that water drains through down and goes out to the wetlands, which appears to be where the school's going to be now. So how's that? The drainage is going to be another one of our issues.
Okay.
And I didn't even think about construction noise at night and stuff like that. So everything he said are my concerns, basically.
Okay. Thank you. Anyone else? Yes, ma'am.
Shannon, 95 Lab. So we went to the soccer fields. Is that fence going to be replaced? Are they going to do a living fence there? Is there going to be lighting there? I think there's supposed to be a walking path, maybe. Is that correct?
We've looked at the plans, but frankly, they're so detailed, we can't make much out of them, to be honest.
If there's a walking path that's going, through that portion of our property, we want that addressed.
Oh, yeah, you mean, there was plans, at
Yeah.
least I heard, a walking path around like the entire property, so we'll need them to explain that and how that affects the neighbors. Okay,
I mean, I think it's a great idea, just.
yeah, sure. Okay, anyone else? Yes, ma'am.
Johnson, 26 Highland Ave, Leo Johnson, 26 Highland Ave. Just about the traffic situation, it's a nightmare now getting down my street when the kids go to school and get picked up from school. So it's just more of a traffic issue, what's the street what the impact's gonna have, with the street. Do they eliminate the path going to the school? It's Highland Ave, it's just a smaller street, so I don't know what the impact would be as far as like construction vehicles, things like that, parking on our street, or, just basically the street itself, where things are gonna, what they're gonna do with that street,
They might actually use that as the construction entrance and exit.
Yeah, just to explain to everybody, so Highland Ave runs parallel to Cortell Ave, and it's a cul-de-sac. There's currently there's an easement that belongs to the school, access and utility easement.
But that's a paper street.
No, that's a full built-out street.
No, I mean the paper where it ends and then into the property, the school property.
Well, there's an easement that runs across a couple of the neighbors' properties.
It's actually my easement, and it's a utility access only, they use it as a walkway.
Yeah, it's stated as an access and utility easement, so it's currently a walkway. But we want to know, do they have any plans to use Highland Ave in any way during the construction of the school? Okay. Anyone else? Okay. So, with that being said, let me look at dates for, I don't have my calendar with me. The first, let's see. The first Monday is April 6th. October 6th. October 6th. The following 7th. Following Monday is Columbus Day. I'm not available on the third Monday. So the 4th, 28th.
I'm looking at it.
I mean, we could do it October 6th.
Actually, 7.
7th, rather. Oh, wait. Where's Bob? Bob Keeman, you were going to be away?
I won't be back until October 15th.
All right. Yeah, that's why we weren't doing anything. All right, I'm going to make it, I'm going to suggest October 28th then, if that works for everybody.
Probably won't be back for that one. My problem is that when I get back to 15, I'm planning on going back the week of the 20th for St. Croix.
Okay.
3 weeks. Back to work. 5 months.
Well, I mean, I could make it I have something else on the 21st, but I don't have to go. So you won't be here on the 21st either?
I'll be here on the 21st, but I can postpone going back down to the 2nd. So the 21st, I can be here for, but the week after, I'm leaving.
Okay.
And then it's like the 3rd week in October, I'll be back for a week.
Third week in November. Then you won't be back till third week in November?
After that, November.
Okay.
No, October.
So what, maybe October 21st then? Yeah. Does October 21st? Yeah, folks, we need to hear each other so we can figure out a date. Does October 21st work for everybody?
Works for me.
Yeah, okay. All right, so I'm going to propose that we continue this hearing until Monday, October 21st at 7 p.m. I think we can do it downstairs. Yeah, we'll do it downstairs, which the acoustics are a whole lot better down there. So you will not get another notice in the mail, so just make a note of that. October 21st, 7 p.m. in the meeting room downstairs. Okay, can I have a motion to that effect?
I'll make a motion that we continue the hearing to 7 o'clock on Monday, the 21st of October.
Okay, second by Mr. Andrews, all in favor? Okay, so thank you all for coming.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes,
is there any correspondence you want to read into the record, or you want to wait for that?
the letters from the board?
Yes.
I think I'll wait for that, yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, we have minutes to review.
Did you see these?
Oh.
I can show you on the drawing.
And Rob, you still have sets of plans downstairs? With Rob?
I think they're all here now.
Okay. I'm just going to hold the meeting for a couple minutes and let the neighbors take a look at the plans.
I have a,
I'm just going to pause the meeting. Okay, we've got a couple of minutes to go over, and then I have one other thing to go over with you. Minutes for, make sure I got them here. Case number 13, 199 South Ave. That was the second hearing on South Ave. So let's see.
Being as deaf as I am.
Oh,
can't hear it.
yeah. Let's see. Mr. Kimball was not here for that one. So myself, Wayne, Dick, Bob Curran, and Bob Keeman were here. Case number 13, this is 199 South Ave. The tearing down the big
White House there.
Yeah, big Victorian house and putting up apartments.
Motion?
Motion by Mr. Curran, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Keeman. Anybody need any more time? All in favor? Okay, 5-0. Number 15 rather, which was 28 Forest Street. That was, I think, an in-law.
Motion?
So let's see, same 5 people. Motion by Mr. Curran, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Keeman. Any discussion? All in favor? 5-0. And the general minutes for the August 12th meeting.
Motion?
Motion by Mr. Curran, second. By Mr. Andrews. All in favor? Okay. The last thing, I just want to bring you up to date, because you might have seen in Selectmen meeting report. I'll stand up so people can actually hear me. So the Cannabis Control Commission is pretty screwed up, as you may know. And as you remember from our hearings on the 3 marijuana applicants, there's a host community agreement between the selectmen and the applicants. And because of that, we imposed some conditions, but if something was already covered in the host community agreement, we just, let it go. A lot of the security details were in that. Now the state has come along and has come up with its own model host community agreement, and it basically, the state will not approve any host community agreement that isn't the model. That's nowhere in the statute, that's nowhere in the regulations, but if you deviate at all from this model agreement, the state won't approve it. So,
Question.
yeah.
The one down the Sweezies is already open, right?
No, none of them have opened because, and so this concerns the Sweezy one, which is 305 Bedford Street. They're the ones who are furthest ahead. So they've been talking to the selectmen, and they involved me in the discussion, because basically, if you accept the state's model host community agreement, it doesn't have a whole bunch of things that are in the existing agreement that the 2 parties agreed to. So what I suggested to the selectmen, because everybody wants them to get open, go ahead. I said, have them come back and apply for an amendment to the special permit, and we'll impose a lot of those conditions that are in the host community agreement. There's some things we can't touch. There's financial things and so forth that we won't be able to do anything about. But at least we can get into the special permit some of the things that are currently in the host community agreement. So the selectmen basically, I went to a meeting with town council and with the selectmen, and they basically agreed to go that way, that they'd be willing to sign the state model host community agreement as long as the applicants come back to us. I've actually drafted some conditions, sent them to our town attorney to look at. He's supposed to talk about it with the applicant's attorney. They're not using Sean Riley at this point.
Oh, they're not?
They have somebody in Boston who's more attuned to working with the Cannabis Control Commission. So I'm expecting them to apply, and I explained, we're not going to reopen the whole thing. We didn't have any issues with them the first time they were here, basically. But we just want to get these additional conditions on. So I'm waiting to hear back from them as to what they think about all this. It's conceivable that might go ahead as early as October 28th, when you won't be here, but as long as we have enough other people, we might do it. And if they don't get in...
I'm not going to be here the 28th either, so.
Oh, you're not?
No.
Okay.
What about the other two places?
The other two places, well, part of the reason I want to do it with Bedford Street is so that the other two places will be on notice. They got to do the same thing.
I thought,
Do we have to use the same members as we're?
No. Because sometimes membership, Jim Chandler's, Fred Gometti,
And I'm going away for 3 days, and that 28th is one of them.
Okay.
So, I would rather you wait till I get back.
Yeah, okay, so it'll have to be pushed into November sometime. We got a little problem in November because the first Monday is the night before Election Day. We're not going to do that.
Are they
And then
not
the
going to
second
be able
Monday
to
is
open
Veterans
until this
Day.
happens?
They won't, no, because they can't, they haven't gotten their permits from the state yet because they don't have a host community agreement as far as the state's
We don't
concerned.
have to approve the host community agreement.
No, but they need a host community agreement with the selectmen before they can go to the state.
So if they take the model host community agreement and give it to the selectmen, and the selectmen approve it with the condition that within 6 months they come to the Board of Appeals for an amendment.
Yeah, I'd like to have them have applied to us.
Well,
before.
if there was a sense of urgency to open,
Yeah,
I don't see a problem with that. I mean,
yeah, no, I mean, I'm sure we can do it in one night, just.
Well, John, the host community agreement for every town, I believe that those are individually written, and they provide certain benefits for the town, playgrounds and...
Yeah, a lot of which the state is no longer allowing.
Are there? Okay, so all of that.
Yeah.
So
That's
the
all
towns,
going away.
on all three,
Yeah.
anything the town was looking forward to, we ain't
Yeah,
gonna
we'll get the 3% sales
get,
tax,
that's it.
but that's about it financially.
is that business ready to open?
I think they probably are pretty close. I mean, I think they've done they're desperate to get rolling. I know that.
They're pretty much built out.
Yeah, they're ready to go. They
Yeah, it
just
seems a shame that they
can't
got to
move
wait on
forward.
us. And
They can't move forward with the Cannabis Control
If
Commission.
they're built out like that, that means they've pretty much already incorporated all those things that were in the original agreement.
Oh, yeah.
Into the construction.
Yeah. I mean, the site plan will be as it was, and what I would do is I'd take all the conditions that were in the previous thing and put them in this one, so it's all in one place. But that's where we stand. So, okay, now I know October 28th won't work. Mm-hmm. We'll have to look at a date in November.
second week.
Second Monday.
Well, second Monday is Veterans Day.
Yeah.
So that's up. So it'd have to be third or fourth Monday.
Third
How about
Thursday
do
is
the 23rd
Thanksgiving.
at 8 o'clock?
20
The 23rd.
They have to be advertised.
of what day?
What
21st.
Monday are we meeting? 21st?
21st.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I don't know that we'll get, they haven't filed the application yet.
Filed yet.
Yeah, I don't,
So you need
if we
time to send out-
could, well, I'll talk to Cal, but I don't think we're gonna have time.
I don't think we can
So we're talking third week in November.
both
Yeah.
things in one night.
Yeah,
The middle school and.
yeah.
the pot store.
Yeah. But, you know, if they submit the application, if that's good enough for the selectmen can go ahead and sign the host community agreement, and they can go off to the state while they're still working with us.
But I don't think anybody's, you know what's going on. I mean, maybe you should still have it. You've got 2 associates and 3 full members.
Yeah. Well, except Bob won't be here on the 28th.
Well, you'll have, yeah, but you,
So 1, 2, 3.
you'll have 3.
We're down to 5. I just,
And
Yeah,
the two alternates have heard everything tonight.
yeah. All right, I'll keep that in mind, but we would be down.
yeah, I just hate to have it be part of my issue that you can't have it. But
Yeah.
I've already made reservations, so.
Yeah. All right. Again, I don't, as long as they agree to all the conditions I've written, I don't anticipate it being.
If they're no different than the existing.
Yeah, it's basically just fleshing out a lot of these security things. And, noise and air. Some of it is I want to put it in there, not so much concerned about them as the other 2 applicants, where we did have some other issues. So I want to kind of set the precedent that the other 2 have to come to
I'll
us.
tell you though, all the pot stores in Brockton,
I've got
13 of them now,
some pots.
you just drive by, you smell it. Everybody walks out to their car and the first thing they do is
Yeah. All right. So anyway, that's to bring you up to date on that. And other than that, we don't have anything pending. There's no additional applications in mid-file, so nothing's going on at this point.
And Mr. Chairman, what about the changes to the zoning bylaw? Is there anything going on with that?
Yeah, I'm working on that. You talked about the retreat lot?
Yeah, the
I'm working on the
pork
retreat.
chop,
Yeah.
pork chop lot, and then wasn't there something on the,
Let's see, you had left when we
Yeah.
discussed, okay, so I mentioned with the accessory dwelling unit, state law.
Oh, okay.
I mentioned that in the hearing.
Downstairs.
I sent you upstairs. I'd sent an email to Adam that I'd like to meet with the planning board and discuss that so that we can start moving forward, because there is room for us to do some things and we should do them.
Yeah.
And we actually, as long as we draft the bylaw and advertise it before February 1st, that'll keep the law, well, it won't keep the new law from going into effect, but anybody who goes under the new state law will be subject to what we've done, even if it hasn't yet been adopted at town meeting. So there's reasons to move ahead now and not wait till the
If
spring.
you came here tomorrow night, you'll see the planning, plan of the board's meeting tomorrow night.
there's nothing on the agenda, so it might be a good thing to,
Well, this is
Yeah,
public
but if you
forum,
haven't
right?
put it on the agenda, I don't know if I can bring it up. Would you guys just bring it up and say, Adam, did you get my?
okay,
The
Have you
second-
got anything-
the second and
Have you
fourth
got anything
Tuesday.
on
Yeah,
Harvard
yeah,
Street?
see if you can get it on for
Anything
the
coming
next,
up on Harvard
the
Street?
following Tuesday,
All right,
the fourth Tuesday.
fourth Tuesday.
Okay.
we
I
haven't,
heard something about Steve Egan building 250 houses.
Is he the one going East Bridgewater?
Okay, we're still on the record, so, okay. All right, I'm going to,
motion to adjourn?
motion to adjourn by Mr. Kimball, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Blas, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, we are adjourned.